As people get older, they often experience pain and discomfort in the knee joints. Over time, this can lead to gonarthrosis and even knee joint replacement. But what simple steps can we take to support our knees, improve how they feel, and prevent further damage? That's what we'll break down in today's video. Hello friends, welcome to my channel, where we focus on building a healthy, functional body. Today, we're talking about the knees. Please share in the comments, how are your knees feeling right now? Do you have pain, stiffness, or do they feel fine? Let's collect some real, up-to-date feedback together. From the questions and messages I get from my students, I know knee problems are a serious and very common issue. The knees are actually the largest joints in the body. Many people think the biggest joints are the hips, but that's not true. The knees are considered the largest because they carry enormous load, the full body weight, plus impact forces when we walk, run, jump, basically during any vertical movement. When something in the body isn't working efficiently, joints begin to wear down and problems show up. Ligaments can suffer, menisci can be irritated or injured, and cartilage can slowly break down. Unfortunately, joint replacement surgeries are becoming more common at younger ages. And we all understand one thing clearly. Without healthy knees, normal movement becomes extremely difficult. Try to imagine sitting down on a couch or picking something up from the floor without using your knees. It's almost impossible. So watch until the end and apply what you learn.
First, let's quickly understand how the knee is built and why many call it one of the most complex joints. We have the femur, thigh bone, and the lower leg includes the tibia and fibula. The knee joint is formed mainly by the femur and the tibia. The femur sits on top, the tibia is below, and they move relative to each other when we bend and straighten the leg. If you look at the joint surfaces, you'll notice they don't match perfectly. This is different from the hip, where the femoral head fits into the hip socket and creates a much more congruent structure. In the knee, the rounded femur sits on a relatively flatter tibial surface. To improve the fit and stability, the knee has menisci. The menisci are like special pads between the femur and tibia. They help the joint surfaces match better and keep the bones from sliding around during movement. The knee also has ligaments, collateral ligaments on the sides and cruciate ligaments inside. Menisci help with joint congruency, and ligaments provide stability. That's why we can stand firmly, walk confidently, and perform different movements safely. The main movements of the knee are flexion and extension, bending and straightening. But in real life, we don't just move in one line. We rotate, shift side to side, turn, balance on one leg. The knee reacts to rotation and lateral movement, and the menisci and ligaments help control these motions within a small, safe range.
When the whole body works together and every part does its job, the knees usually stay fine. But when one link in the chain is weak or not doing enough, the knees often take extra load. Sometimes the stress shifts into one specific part of the knee, which speeds up wear. That's why knee pain can affect daily life so strongly. Today, we're discussing this so you can identify what to improve and keep your joints healthy for many more years. Now let's talk about load, because most people underestimate what the knees handle. Everyone has their own body weight, but few people realize how much force hits the knee during everyday movement. Often, simply understanding this becomes a powerful trigger to improve movement quality, and sometimes to rethink body weight and conditioning. A common story: your knees hurt. You go to a doctor. The doctor says, reduce the load. You leave thinking, okay, I won't do any exercises. But in reality, you still walk, hurry, run for the bus, trip, take quick steps, and make sudden movements. So even before you get home, your knees experience many different types of load. Without boring you with formulas, it's not only body weight, it's also inertia, impact forces, and the fact that with every step you transfer weight onto one leg. When we simply walk, each knee can experience forces several times greater than body weight with each step. When we start jogging, that load increases further. And if there's a jump, a stumble, or a sudden catch of body weight, forces rise even more. Just imagine how much stress the knees take during ordinary daily life.
That's why the strategy, I'll do nothing, doesn't help. Yes, we need to reduce knee stress, but not by avoiding movement completely. We reduce it by redistributing load more intelligently across the body, improving movement mechanics, strengthening muscles, and removing harmful habits that slowly destroy the knees. And now I'll list those habits. First, Stop warming up the knees with the classic school exercise, circling the knees in a krug. The problem is that you're forcing circular motion in a joint whose main job is bending and straightening. Yes, the knee can respond to rotation and side-to-side movement, but only when the whole body is involved, muscles are active, and the movement is controlled through the full chain. When you stand relaxed and start twisting your knees, the muscles aren't supporting you properly, and the joint shifts side to side. That can overstretch ligaments. Overstretching ligaments is one of the most dangerous things for any joint. Ligaments exist to stabilize the joint and limit excessive range. They are not designed to become highly elastic. When ligaments are overstretched, the joint becomes unstable, and instability almost always leads to degeneration over time. This applies not only to knees, but to all joints.
So what should you do instead? Use a simple warm-up that includes the whole body. Put one foot forward and the other back, and do a few small, comfortable mini squats. Then switch legs. Add gentle side-to-side hip shifts. Your feet, glutes, and core all participate. You can also add a controlled torso turn, like looking over your shoulder. You'll feel that rotation comes from the feet, hips, and upper body, while the knees simply respond. They do not twist by themselves. The next big problem is starting training with running or jumping. Walking and running are natural human movements, and running can be great, but only if your body is prepared for it. Running should not be your warm-up if you're an average person with a mostly sitting lifestyle, limited strength, or extra body weight. First, warm up the entire body, activate the muscles, do preparation movements, include strength training in your routine, and only then add running. The same applies to jumping rope. For many people, it's too much impact for unprepared joints and feet. Third, ankle mobility. Many people think the ankle must be locked down for stability, but true stability is balanced, controlled mobility. When the ankle doesn't move well, the knee often compensates and takes extra stress. This is especially obvious if your knees hurt while walking downhill or going downstairs. A very helpful habit is regular ankle mobilization. A simple drill: face a wall or hold onto a chair. Place one foot forward and the other behind. Gently move the knee forward, then shift the hips back. The key is safety. Move the knee forward only as long as your weight stays on the foot and does not shift onto the toes. The moment you feel yourself pressing into the toes, stop. Don't force deeper range. Do a few repetitions, then compare both legs. Many people feel more freedom in the ankle and, surprisingly, less pressure in the knee.
Next, we must consider the hips and posture. Many people have postural patterns that change how the hips and knees work. A common scenario: weak glutes and hamstrings, an overworked lower back, and an overloaded quadriceps. When the quadriceps is tight and overactive, it can pull on the kneecap, interfering with smooth knee mechanics and increasing pain. What helps? Add light self-massage techniques for the front thigh area, above the knee and below the knee, to reduce excessive tension around attachment points, and include exercises that lengthen the rectus femoris, a part of the quadriceps that crosses the hip, and improve hip extension. A simple exercise: step forward and imagine you're carrying a bowl of water in your pelvis. You don't want to spill it forward or backward. Keep control, keep weight on the whole foot, not the toes, and gently shift the pelvis forward while staying tall. You'll feel a stretch in the front of the thigh. This is your quad lengthening. As a bonus, many people feel relief in the lower back too. Do it on one side, then repeat on the other. And the final key point: stop stretching the back of the knee and avoid stretches that pull directly inside the joint. Here's a rule to remember: when improving flexibility, you should feel tension in the muscle, not in the joint area. The moment the sensation moves into the knee joint itself, you've reached your safe limit. Past that point, stress shifts to ligaments and tendons, which is risky for the joint. So for hamstring stretching and forward bends, slightly bend your knees. This transfers load from ligaments and tendons into the muscle tissue, where it belongs. The same applies to many floor stretches and even yoga positions, especially when people force deep hip rotation and the knee starts shifting sideways. That can overstretch ligaments, create instability, and speed up joint wear. That's why today's message is simple: strong muscles, smart movement, and safe mobility will protect your knees far better than avoiding movement. Be careful, move within a pain-free range, and use your brain. Never push through sharp pain. If this video was helpful, support it with a like, ask questions in the comments, and share it with people who may need it. Also, check the link in the description and the pinned comment. I leave access to my free masterclass on healthy movement. Go through it and apply the ideas to your daily exercises, and you'll notice a big difference in how your body moves and feels. That's all for today. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.